Good morning everyone, welcome to Rallycross GT. We're back after a little break, holiday break last week. And today I want to focus this broadcast around the photo mode of GT7 in this case. Reason why, big news, we'll be hosting a photo contest very soon, probably next week. If not tomorrow, the official announcement. So we'll be hosting a photo contest in GT Sports. And I know a lot of people don't usually focus on photography mode in this game. So that's one thing I wanted to explore, show people, a few tricks from Scapes mode versus the race mode that you already had before in GT Sport as well. Just compare the two, see how you can take some nice pictures, or good angles to take, or what I think are good angles. Yeah, so let's crack on. Nick Cowley 11, good morning to you as well. How are you doing today? Right, so photo mode, if I remember well, this unlocks after you reach the cafe menu, I think 9, 10, something like that. So you may not have this right from the start of the game. So few things have changed here compared to GT Sport, because the layout has changed. They used to have a lot of predefined locations, well, rather all the locations laid out straight away. Now you have a couple of main places, Aomori here in North Japan, where they have these amazing lantern festivals. Then you have all featured here. These are all the featured pictures from Gran Turismo. It's 119 in total. This place here in Tokyo, well, actually these are the main locations, and then all the pictures within that location are in here. So this is interesting. So Alpine roads section, so you see a lot of Alpine roads all in one place. This is good. So it's 119 featured categories, if you want to put it like that. I mean, you have White Sands, which is not a location. Well, it says there actually is New Mexico, but yeah, Japan is a bit more than just Tokyo. Here's in Yamanashi, for example. This big old Shibuya. Been there many times. Yeah, so some of these are the same pictures you had in GT Sports Akihabara, but they have some new ones as well. Kinuta Koen, just around the corner. It's actually Hanami season right now, so you should be able to see this very same landscape in the park if I just go over there after the broadcast. I just don't know exactly where this is in the park. It's a big park. But yeah, quite interesting feature locations. In total there are where is it, all spots, 2,571 locations. So they've really upped their game in terms of locations. A lot of and you can search directly from here by country if you want. There's no Brazil, unfortunately, for May and some other lads, no Brazil yet. You can search here by country, for example. So let's put Japan, because I know Japanese prefectures, and then you can filter here by prefecture, by region within the country. I don't think you can do that in every country. Let's see here. Portugal. Well, you do have the regions as well, which is quite cool. It's a new way of searching for things, but now you also have time and weather, which is very nice. Allows you to search for particular type of picture straight away. Yeah, this doesn't look that foggy. The fog is quite far. I was thinking more something like horror movies. Yeah, something definitely like this. That's quite cool. Fog landscape. This one as well. Normandy. So on top of the weather, time and weather, you can look for genre as well. So car park and garage, mountain road, indoor, urban nature. You can look straight away just for this type of pictures. So they made it a lot easier for you to take pictures in certain locations or, well, categories, whatever you want to put it at, however you want to phrase it. But it's a lot easier to find your ideal place for a picture. So I've got the Toyota Levin 86 selected. Let's find a good place for it. Here in Gunma, maybe. So why is this? This is 16 by 9 already, so I think there's quite a bit of black on the left side of that picture because it's dark. Let's import the car. The car import, nothing has changed from GT Sport. There is a tutorial in the game showing you how to take pictures, I know that, but just going through a few other specifics here. You can still put here like the wheel turning. I'm gonna turn on the headlights, low beam, full beam. Doesn't make much of a difference for this one. Detailed speed, detailed settings. This is where it has a lot of things now, which is quite cool. So I'm in my old garage here in Gunma, central Japan. And now, since my car has been sitting there in the garage for a long time, I can add dust to it. So as you can see, there are 3 levels of dust. It's a bit weird how the dust looks. It's a little bit like it just adds a glossy matte coating to the whole car. It doesn't really look like something has been sitting there for a long time, but it does change how the painting looks. Not massive fan of this one. Oil stains, I like this. You might not be able to see very well. Well, here, zooming in, now you can see oil stains, small. Look at the windshield as well. Medium, and then large oil stains. So if you've been racing for a long time, the car's been sitting in the garage, you can add some oil stains and dust. Then now you can see the dust looking a little bit better, like in the windshield, with the oil stains and the dust. Scratches and dents, small, medium, like you can see here in the sorry, I cannot move the camera because I'm in this selection here. But you can see in the bumper especially scratches on the side of the car. You might be able to see some dents also, maybe not in this camera selection. So that's cool. The headlight cracks. Let me turn off all these other things so you can see better. So you can crack the headlights. So if you've been hitting walls, this looks like the damage that you get from racing, like from sports mode or lobbies. If you start hitting the wall, you get all this damage, and you can simulate this here in Scapes mode, which is super cool. Now, Here, let's look at the wheels. Let me turn the car a little bit more so you can see better what I'm talking about. So back to the detail settings. Tire dirt. So if you've been driving off-road, you can now add dirt to the tires. It's quite a nice effect, quite different here. See, here is brand new, shiny, and here looks like you've been driving off-road for quite a while. Tire damage as well. Small, you cannot see much. Maybe the dirt is hiding it. This is a little bit harder to tell, but it's more around the sides of the tires. You can see as if it's been quite worn out. Unfortunately, maybe this shot is too dark for us to see it. And the brake dust as well. You can see on the inside of the wheel, it gets a little bit dirty as well. So these are some interesting changes that they've added to the Scapes mode. I like this. It allows for a lot more creativity when taking pictures. And then you can add your driver again. Change the avatar driver. So you can see my driver in here. So fully zoomed out again. Right. Fully zoomed out. Let's position the car a little bit better again, as if I'm coming out of the garage. Light position. No turn signal. Right, since the car is leaving the garage, I need to add the panning mode, which works the very same way as it did in GT Sport. You don't come out of the garage at 80 kilometers per hour, maybe 5, 6, I don't know, quite slow, I guess. So 7 kilometers per hour. I want to focus on the front of the car. And then you still have the camera tracking speed as you had before. Some more detail settings here. Ray tracing, you can activate. I'm not gonna turn it off because it's gonna mess up everything. Horizontal click and then just the camera axis. Right. So those are a few new things that they've added to the game. Auto lock. No, I'm gonna live on the single autofocus. Or lock, doesn't matter. Aperture, same thing. I can focus the background, look just at the car, get more light. I'm not a professional photographer, by the way. Far from that. I'm just having fun with Gran Turismo, showing the new things. Panning settings, camera tracking rate, how fast you want the cameras to follow. I think they've removed the different types of tracking, but maybe it's because we are on the Scapes mode here. If you remember from GT Sport, you could select 3 different types of the camera tracking. Stationary, stationary, camera stationary and turning, or camera moving and turning. So it looks like my lights are still broken. Yes, they are. No, I have brand new lights. Just a little bit of tire dirt. Right. And then camera effects. So I like the lights in this one here, but there are some locations where you put the car in the picture and it looks placed. The colors in here are quite vivid. The lights are reflecting. Well, you could say that this is a genuine photo, I guess. So not a lot of treatment needed here, but usually what do? You have the masks here, so if you want to affect just the backgrounds, if you want to treat the background separate to the car. So how does that work? So you put the mask on, and then you can come in here, and whatever changes you do, you see, you only change the background. Some people might not know about this, you know, but you can change just the background. More contrast, a bit too much. I'm gonna add a bit more contrast to the background. A bit more blacks as well. And then on the bottom here you have the car also, just the car. So you can change just the car individually. So now the photo is a bit too dark, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to another screen effect on top of everything else and just add a little bit of brightness. So yeah, it's looking okay. Glare, if you don't know what the glare is, well, you see. You can notice that especially on the lights, the more glare, the more the light reflects, and the less glare, you know, it shines less. I'm gonna leave that as is. I'm gonna add a little bit of grain. Can't see it very well. So that's what the grain does. It adds this dots. Looks like an old film or old movies. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. You can make them colored as well. Right, a bit of vignette. Yeah, let's shoot. Ooh, this is the car is moving too fast. It's coming out of the camera. Okay, so let's not save this. Let's slow the car down. Maybe 7 kilometers per hour is too much. I don't know exactly how the game treats, especially the car turning like this at speed. If we would assume that the car is doing a genuine curve, or if you just move the car forwards at that speed. So that would be quite interesting to find out. So I've slowed it down to 3 kilometers per hour. Let's see what happens now. Still too fast. I don't think it's fast at all. I think this looks okay. And this looks like something taken in the 80s. Maybe not, because those bikes at the top are quite fancy and they didn't have bikes like that back then. But, you know, you add a little bit of grain, a little bit of vignette, and some other effects, and you can make a proper aged picture. I'm gonna save this one because I like it. Something else you could do to age your photo. I'm gonna go to the Screen Effects 3 because I have not used that one yet. And you can put other masks. So something, okay, so this is a picture taken in the 80s. It's an old picture, but then it's been damaged, you know. So you can add some masks depending on what you add. You can find a good preset for this one. But as if, you know, it's been stained with coffee or whatever. Yeah, this one is gonna be tricky because the picture is dark. Aha, now you can see better. See, depending on what you apply, what mask you apply, you can stain it more or less. And then I want to make this coffee, so I'm gonna put a bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit less like that. So now it looks like the picture has been taken a while ago because of the the grains, and then you add some masks to looks like that the picture has had some physical damage after being printed. So let's save that one as well, because I quite like it also. Yes, I know that my car is too fast for you. It matters not. I like this. So, saving that as well. Right, let's try a different location now. I just noticed the music fades while you are in the picture mode. And now the music goes up again. That's quite cool. I'm gonna add this location to my favorites also. This is the M residence, this is the T residence, someone else's house in Gunma. I wonder who these people are, M and T. Let's see a couple of more locations. So we are looking at garages. Taxi stand in Japan. Haha. That's cool. A lot of Toyota Crowns in here. And just a little bit of Japanese culture for you guys. You know, it might look weird to see this washing machines here at the back, but you know, there are places where you do have, you know, communal houses, like very small apartment blocks for like, I think 8, 12 blocks, very small. And then there is a communal washing machine at the back or sometimes front of the building, which looks something like this. This is like the taxi stand, probably, you know, for the taxi drivers to wash their stuff in between rounds. I don't know. So, yeah, that's a very interesting shot. I'm gonna save this one of my favorites as well. Setagaya AF base. So I live in Setagaya. TVC Air Service. I do not know where this place is. George Tokoro, car lover, and Japanese media personality. I might need to find out where this is. This looks quite cool. It's nice when you can find the place that you live or near where you live in the game. Moon Eyes in Kanagawa. It's pretty cool as well. Right, let's look at a different location. Let's look at Circuit and take a moving picture. So what should we keep in mind when taking moving pictures? Now, Circuit is a bit too... everybody takes pictures in the Circuit. Urban. Let's skip Russia for reasons. I don't want dark, I want daytime. So you can combine filters as well. I do not want a dark picture for this one. So... Not many locations that I like here. Let's get another one in Japan maybe. Tokyo Government Building. I've been to this place down here. It's quite nice, and this tall thing here is a government building. It's very, very tall. This is in Shinjuku, and if you stay here and you look up, you do get a little bit of vertigo. And actually, if you guys are visiting Japan, this is a place that I strongly recommend to visit. It's free to enter the government building. You can go there to the very top. You have a great view of Tokyo. On a good day, you might be able to see Mount Fuji as well. And like I said, it's free. And you get a much better view of Tokyo than, for example, the Tokyo Sky Tree or the Tokyo Tower. There are three different types of views from three different points in Tokyo. I have not been to the Sky Tree myself, but what I heard from a lot of people is that it's very small and very crowded, while the building here is quite large, and you don't have to fight for space in the window to take a good picture. The good thing about Tokyo Tower, though, is that you have a Tomica store in there. So the Tomica store is quite a good reason to go there, maybe, if you like miniature cars. Let's take one shot here in Cuba. So you can see a bunch of old cars in the background, so I'm gonna try to match that by bringing my Porsche. And yeah, it's gonna be a moving shot as well, not at 80. I'm just strolling at 25 per hour. Well, just position. It doesn't have position, this one. Oh, it does. It's just a tiny thing at the bottom. Driver. Yes. And I want my driver. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot. You can add raindrops. So let's zoom in the car. This is as zoomed I can get on this shot. Yes, it's a very bottom. Raindrops. You can just about, let me bring the car closer. See, you can see raindrops now. So that's cool. That's a very nice new addition to the picture mode. I remember in GT Sport you did have raindrops as well, but you could not select them. I think there was just some locations that had the raindrops, so you had to take those or not. But now you can choose it. I like that. Bit more light here. Okay. So the car is at 25 per hour. I want to focus on the driver. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more and put the car a bit more to the back. Right. So maybe now the aperture. The thing is, this shot from quite far, you can notice a difference in the back, like in the cathedral there at the back, and the light as well. As you change the aperture, the light changes as well. And I'm gonna get a very slow shutter speed, which means that you should get a little bit of a blur effect in the car. I'm not gonna change anything else for now. Let's just see what this looks like. 25 per hour, just the car moving. You get a small blur effect in the background. And then if you increase the shutter speed to 160, which is kind of default, you still get a little bit of blur effect at 25 per hour, but a lot less. I want a little bit more blur. Panning shot on. Camera tracking camera rate. So I want the camera to follow less. Let's see what happens. Now the car is a little bit blurry as well. If the camera does not track at all, what happens? Now the car is very blurry. The background looks as blurry to me. Let's go back to the 90% camera tracking. Yeah, now the car looks a little bit better. And the background is also less blurry. The cars in the front, they are a little bit blurry because it's towards where the car is going, but the background is less because that part of the scenery would have been moving less. Now, I think this picture is a little bit dark, so it would need a little bit of treatment. I like the angle, so we can just go and increase exposure a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too much. It could be my screen as well. I don't know how you guys are seeing on your side. So now it's much brighter. I may need to increase a bit of contrast in the background. I like the car, but the background is a little bit too much. And I think the lights of the car, they're too high now. So let's change the position. In fact, I'm gonna leave the lights like that, and I'm just gonna reduce the glare. So you see, zero glare. You can still see that the lights are on, but now they're not like chong on your face. They're not blinding you anymore. So depends on what you're trying to do. If you're taking picture of a car that's coming straight towards you with the lights on, like night pictures or rally cars that they have the extra set of lights in the front, you might want to turn the glare down to, well, not blind you, I guess. Right, so let's hey, that's not my driver. You look like you had the wrong helmet. Anyway, what can we do here? Let's I'm not gonna apply any mask. I'm gonna apply the filter to everything. Now let's look at the background first. So a little bit more contrast. Maybe the blacks. So it's a little bit too bright there on the building, so decreasing the highlights. You see, it gets a little bit more yellow, a little bit more beige type of thing. The contrast just darkens everything too much. What can we do here? We can apply a mask just a part of the picture as well. I think in this case, so which one do I want? I think it's this. So this is just the top. Yeah. Let's do the other way around. Okay. So just the bottom. So see, I'm just changing the bottom of the picture. But now it's changing the car, so I don't really want to change the car. Well, looks like I'm not going to be able to do a lot with this. So never mind. Let's go back to here. Maybe if we change the temperature a little bit. Yeah, it's very hot in Cuba, I heard. So let's bring the temperature a bit down, not too much. The picture gets a little bit more blue. But in my opinion, the light's a little bit more balanced as well. Yep, it's looking better, I guess. And anything else? Let's add a little bit of grain as well, because, you know, old picture 15. If you add too much grain, then it looks like you got those old TVs. It looks like those old TVs there. You have very bad signal. That's not what I want. So Nikala here saying, I think you should be able to change the basics with that mask, can't you? As in, you don't need the filter necessarily. Yeah, I don't need the filter. I was just using the filters here. So putting this mask and just to see if it was top or bottom, because I didn't know if I was working on the white part or the black part. So there are other filters here. For example, this one, the car is right in the middle. I can just change around the car. See, I'm just using the filter here to see what part of the screen the camera is working on. So here you could add a bit more, like where the light's coming from. Oh, look at that! Is that one with red here? Let's make the skies on fire. No, actually, oh. Here. Too much. Now, how do I make it red? If I put the blue. Anyway, we can play around with this. Ollie, hey mate, it's been a while. How you doing, mate? It's been a while since that Dirt 5 session, wasn't it? It's good to have you here. Welcome to GT7. We are playing around with the Scapes mode. Just trying to make this picture a little bit more realistic. So, gonna finish this one off. Gonna add the 15 grain colored again. I think I can put a bit more grain. I think the monochrome was better. The vignette again. Yeah. And shoot. It has been a while. Yes, you have been playing GT7 as well. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for saying hi. You may not have this account added, by the way. This is the account where I play Gran Turismo pretty much exclusively. If you wanna add it as well, the account is Rallycross GT. I've changed the name, so just Rallycross GT like that. Feel free to add. We're gonna do some lobbies later today as well. So you can join in later. Also, rally driving here in GT7 is a lot of fun. In fact, you know, since we're taking pictures, I think nothing better for pictures than rally, I guess. So let's go there next. So I've got a bunch of rally cars. So I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together. So I need to make money and I need to take pictures. So we're gonna combine. Only wants to be friend. Accept. Thank you. So I want to take pictures and I need to make money. So let's combine both by driving and taking pictures at the same time. Dirt settings with my Pocari Sweat Yaris. World circuits. Let's go to Italy, Sardinia. So 5 laps, and there are plenty of cars here, so we can take some nice shots. I'm gonna try to keep this clean as well, so I can get a clean race bonus. Around the outside there on Gallo. Lost there a little bit. Whoa. Yeah, the jumps in GT7 are well, not the only problem, but one of the biggest problems, especially for rally. Let's get close to those guys there, try to get around the outside as well. So we can get some nice shots afterwards. Oh, look at that. I lost a little bit. Side by side, the Toyota overtaking the Audi as well. Ah, shit. There goes my clean race. I have no idea why Batter decided to hit the brakes there. Ruined my clean race. Now I'm gonna have a dent in my car as well. But that is not a problem, we can take care of that. Around the outside, a little bit of contact. There we go, we're through. That's a nice long drift. Oops, sorry. I lost there, another dent. Since I already lost the clean race, I could get a few more dents. So I can show you another nice feature from GT7 on Scapes mode, on photo mode rather. Oh no! Okay, I wanted a dent. I got a big one. Now I'm gonna have to push a little bit to get those guys. too hard now, lost it. Can still catch those guys. Too much sideways there. Right, jumped on. Now let's get them. The best corner entry. Still not over yet. I may need to work on the gearing for this car. I've got the long gearings for road racing. That's not needed here. I'm losing too much acceleration. And there you go. No, stay away. Right, at least we got the win. Ollie's saying, I do enjoy rally racing, mates. Not even the jumps, just the humps that excellent jump. Yeah. Well, the jumps as well. Like if you jump high, the tail goes down too quickly and the nose goes up, and that's quite weird. Cars don't do that. You know, you should jump in a proper arch trajectory and land with the nose down, perhaps, but that's not what's happening here. And the humps as well. That literally the same thing happens, and the car just goes. Almost lost near the end, but lap 4 there absolutely destroyed it there. So replay options. So let's go with the replay here for now. Well, first of all, this is much prettier than GT Sport. Where am I here? That's a nice angle. So let's try to get a shot from here. To take pictures, like realistic pictures in race mode, my opinion, use the preset cameras. If you don't like the preset cameras, like what I don't like, some people take pictures like this, like they get this angle. But well, maybe here's okay if the guy is sitting right here, the photographer is right there, but there are some angles like this that people take pictures, like drone angles. You know, drone angles are getting nicer nowadays, but they are not traditional angles. My personal opinion, you know, they don't always look good, or sometimes people put like really close here and then zoom out, and you get look how the Peugeot is stretched. It looks weird. You can even come down here. You see it's stretched. The whole road is stretched. Some people like that. I don't. I avoid taking pictures like that. So let's go to this angle here and see what we can frame. And then if we are not happy with the framing here, we can change it. So, well, let's try to get the 3 cars. Well, not very happy with the framing. Let's try to manually frame that then, in a way that I can show off my car a little bit more. So, and again, what I try to do, you see those people there? They're the ones taking the picture, not a drone here in this case. So that's what I'm trying to do. I try to position the camera in an angle that looks like a spectator is taking the picture. I can just try to move that a little bit more. Right, so this might not be the best angle, so let's let the camera roll a little bit more. I cannot get a nice framing here. This angle looks cool actually. Couldn't capture that. It's a bit more racing. Okay, now that one around the outside. I like that. Well, I like the position where we are, but there are no good angles from here. So again, those guys in orange, what are they looking at? Let's go to them. So in rally, usually you have the spectator sitting outside the track. So this guy here, clearly not impressed. He's looking at that Mustang and like, Mustang. But if he was looking at me, what would he be seeing? Well, this is a little bit too far, not great angle. Let's get a little bit closer so we can get a bit more of an action angle. So with the 2 cars side by side, it looks like there's an actual overtake happening. So this is a banked corner. So let's leave the banked angle. So framing, I'm putting my car here. There are nine squares on the screen. There's the grid. I'm trying to put it towards, you know, the bottom left and leave the top right open. Just working with proportions here, framing in a way that it gives a good dynamic. It makes it like a dynamic photo, like things are moving. I'm gonna blur the background a little bit. I don't care about that page. I don't want to completely blur it, just a little bit. I know that shutter speed 160. Let's see what the 160 does. It's a very slow shutter speed for moving pictures. You can see my Yaris quite well. You can't quite see the Honda anymore, but I do want to see the Honda. So let's increase the shutter speed a little bit. 250. Same angle, same everything, just faster shutter speed. It's a big difference there. You can clearly see the Honda now. So it's a good angle there, good battle side by side. Suspension of that Honda is quite stiff because the front left wheel is coming off the ground a little bit, so he's losing traction. He's losing traction there. Interesting. So another pro tip for players: you can use Scapes mode to look at what to find out car settings from other people. You can take pictures like this and pay attention to how much the rear of the car, like look at my Yaris, how low the rear is going. You know, it means that it's quite soft suspension. I got just a height adjustable suspensions. I do not have the full racing one. so I cannot stiffen my sway bars like the Honda can. But as you can see, my front left is still on the floor, a little bit, still on the ground, just about. So I have more traction than he does. I'm gonna save this shot here for now. Condition settings. So this is a really cool thing. So you can see this is the start of the race. So maybe, sorry, maybe you cannot see a lot, but especially here that I noticed, looking at the Honda, right here. You see how this changes, display dust or don't display dust. So this is a new thing here in GT7. You can, if the car is dirty, if the car is scratched, if you hit a wall or something, you can turn off those things. So if you want to have your car mint shiny, you can just turn the dust off. That's pretty cool feature that they've added. Sorry. Out. Let's carry on the replay. But that's a pretty nice feature that they've added here to GT7. That you can now have a mint car or not in the race replay. So right there, let's see what happened to the rear of my car. No dents. No dents, I guess. That was it was a hard hit, but apparently not hard enough. So let's carry on. Nice overtake there over Tapai. For those that remember Gran Turismo Sport, you used to be able to change to dynamic camera or standard camera. That option is gone. Replay option is gone, by the way. Big straight. Whew, that was a very wobbly jump, but I've survived. Nice. Another good angle for pictures there. The Peugeot, the Yaris, and the Toyota. Ooh, I'm covered in dust there. Right, I'm gonna need a moving shot again. This guy is not even looking at the picture. Look. He's looking at the... What is he looking at? Aha. He's checking her out, maybe. Okay, while Gran Turismo does a great job in modeling the cars, they do a very bad job modeling people. Jesus Christ, this looks like PlayStation 2 graphics. Anyway, back to the cars. So I think that's a good angle, but it's a little bit too close. I cannot get the Peugeot. Right, it's a little bit of a drone shot here. It's the middle of the road. But what can we do with this? think it's a nice framing here. Good action. I'm gonna frame myself, like, sorry, focus on myself again. Right, so here, different shot. I'm filling the camera, filling the whole canvas screen with the cars. But I'm framing again, framing the Peugeot on the bottom right. So the Peugeot here is more in display than the Yaris, but that's okay. It's still a very nice shot. I think he's looking at the tent. Why would he be looking at the tent, Ollie? Did you see something there that I didn't see? Speaking of which, you know, it might look silly, it might sound silly, you know, looking at the outside of the screen, but apparently there's a UFO in Mount Panorama. I'm not sure if you're aware, but there seems to be a UFO hidden in Mount Panorama. You might be able to find it if you search well enough. Right, I'm just gonna increase a bit of contrast here. Yeah, it makes the dust a little bit darker. Okay, I've darkened it quite a bit, but I'm just gonna put some brightness back. I think it's too much black. Okay. Tiny bit more saturation. Yeah, that looks like a good action shot. Somewhere in Bathurst, yep. Shall we go try to find it out? Find a UFO. We're talking about picture. Look at the gravel now flying. Little details here in GT Sport. Oh, I can zoom the picture. So you can see dirt flying over there. And here as well. That is really cool. I don't remember GT Sport having this much detail on dust, gravel, and so on. So really nice changes here in GT7. Now I'm just gonna jump there to lap 4, where I smash in the wall. I think it's here. No, next lap then. Okay. Oops, sorry. But I have already smashed the wall here. What I was talking about. Look at the front of the car. It's absolutely smashed. But not a problem. I do not want dust on my car. Oh, it's not very dusty. Okay, I didn't spend enough time behind people. Oil stains, we don't have much either, but look at this. Bam! It's new. I really like this. And the headlight cracks as well. Brand new car. So, if you're learning how to drift, and you got that one good shot where you have a lot of smoke, but your car is already quite thrashed, you can just do this. No one needs to know that you've been trying hard to learn how to drift. So, yeah, some nice tips for wannabe photographers.